Yeah, guys, I mean, truly a tragic loss for the community today. This is the scene of where the crash happened. Well, as much as you may not want to hear it, doctors say COVID-19 is here to stay. Yellow ribbons and sunflowers just around the street, around the neighborhood to show support for the family. The kids just want to grab it and put it in their mouths, right? So it's so important to be aware of some of these hidden dangers. Experts remind us just to test it out, maybe touch it. If it's too hot for your hand, it's definitely too hot for your kids. Some of the most commonly missed areas, the tips of the ears. So put sunscreen on the tips of the ears, also the back of the neck. Hey guys, Emma Benson with KSL TV here out on the plaza. It's a party out here with One Voice Children's Choir. We're having some fun. We're helping raise money today for Primary Children's Hospital. And when you're out on the slopes, make sure you have the proper equipment. That means making sure your boots fit right, your skis are the right length, and don't forget your helmet. I mean, it's slowing down a little bit right now, if you can see here, but there's still a lot of people, having fun out on the slopes today. You know, more vegetables, less processed foods. The doc said no hot dogs. So
no hot dogs?
I'm sorry if that's your favorite food, but again, it's the Red Cross blood donor app. You can actually track your blood journey. So after you donate, you can see the whole process, where it goes, even up to the specific hospital where it ends up. It's happening all too often. Now, this is one of the crosswalks where kids have been hit by vehicles. Now, if you're not sure whether a toy could pose a choking hazard, you could always try the toilet paper roll test. If the toy can pass through the roll, then it's too small for a young child. You could also consider investing in a standing desk. That way, you can adjust your workstation throughout the day. The FDA says that just in the last few months, 15 people from 9 different states around the country have reported harmful reactions from these injections. Now, Ruby Franke and Jody Hildebrandt are both set to be sentenced on February 20th in Washington County.
What are you seeing right now?
Hey, good morning, guys. Well, thank you for putting me in this warm car because I would not want to be outside in this. It's cold and wet. We are westbound I-80 right now. Also, something to keep in mind, have an emergency kit in your car. It's best to be prepared in case you were to get stranded.
Tonight, 2 Sugar House women are speaking out after they were involved in a hit and run.
The details sound shockingly familiar to an incident that happened last week in Sandy, though police believe it was an isolated incident. News specialist Emma Benson has the message from these women.
And as I turned around and saw it, the car hit the accelerator and aimed right for us.
A typical early morning stroll turning catastrophic.
We didn't have time to get off the road.
Around 7:30 Wednesday morning, Martha Knutson and Jeanette Brummett had just finished a Pilates class and were walking near the intersection of Douglas Street and Laird Avenue in Sugar House when a white sedan coming down the street hit the pair from the back. Martha landed on her side on the parking strip and Jeanette was tossed onto the car's windshield and then onto the pavement.
It felt very intentional, especially as there were no brakes and the car just kept going.
Now, taking a look at the scene here, there are no skid marks, anything to suggest that the driver would have slammed on their brakes. There is, however, blood on the street where Jeanette fell and hit her head.
So I was left in the street bleeding till the paramedics got there and then taken to the hospital.
Martha and Jeanette both say this incident seems strangely similar to a hit and run in Sandy last week when a mom and her teenage daughter were hit from behind, also by a white vehicle.
You know, I hope there's not somebody out there that's intentionally targeting people to do this, but the way that it went down sounded so exactly identical to the way that it went down for us.
The 2 women were stitched up at the hospital and are now recovering from the physical and emotional trauma, speaking out in hopes of the person responsible being caught and for the safety of others.
I just have a head wound now and a broken hand, but things could have been much worse for both of us.
Salt Lake City Police says this is an active investigation. They do not have a suspect yet. Of course, if you have any information, please give them a call. In Sugar House, Emma Benson, KSL 5 News.
Welcome back. When someone donates an organ, they give another person the gift of life. And many times, recipients and donors never get to meet each other or thank their families.
Well, this is such a sweet story. A Utah mom was able to thank the family of her heart donor in person. Emma Benson caught up with them after their emotional reunion.
Ashley Stewart is a proud mom who shares the heart of another mother. In 2017,
I was out with my friend, we were having lunch, and I noticed that my abdomen was really heavy and I couldn't really eat, so I ended up going to the ER, and she said that I was having a minor heart attack.
Ashley was diagnosed with cardiomyopathy, a condition that can lead to heart failure. Since she was a healthy 26-year-old,
I did everything I was supposed to do. I was eating healthy. I ran a half marathon, and I felt good.
her doctors figured medication would do the trick. But 2 years ago, at age 31, she had a stroke.
I was just so sick. My heart was so weak.
She was immediately put on the transplant list.
Just kept having a feeling if I can wait until Friday, if I can make it until Friday, something will happen and everything will be okay. And then Friday is when my surgeon came in my room and offered me my new heart.
The next day, Ashley underwent a successful operation. It wasn't until more than a year later that she found out her new heart had belonged to 43-year-old Raquel Colucci, who tragically passed away due to a brain hemorrhage while she and her husband were visiting Las Vegas.
It made her a real person with a name and a family, and that was very hard for me.
Ashley knew she wanted to someday meet Raquel's husband Gino and daughter Melody and thank them for their selfless gift. That someday happened today. A beautiful location.
Today's the day.
For a heartfelt reunion.
Of course. I know. This is nuts. So nice to meet you guys.
Taking turns listening to Raquel's heart that now lives in Ashley. And introducing Ashley's 4-month-old daughter,
This is Melody and Gino.
Jane Raquel, named after her mom's heroic donor.
I don't know if a mother has ever loved her child more than my mom loved me.
The thing that she wanted most in life was to be a good mom, and so that's really important to me too. And I'm thankful for her for allowing me to be able to do that.
A bond
We're just so excited to meet them.
that will last a lifetime.
They're part of my family.
Emma Benson, KSL 5 News.
Oh, this is awesome.
It's a disturbing truth. Suicide is the leading cause of death for Utahns ages 10 to 24. This past Saturday marked Survivors of Suicide Loss Day.
Medical specialist Emma Benson sat down with a Huntsville mother who has turned her grief into hope for others.
Anna was strong, independent, feisty as heck, played the piano, sang.
I have died every day waiting for you.
She was a student body officer.
Laura Warburton remembers her daughter Hannah as a warrior.
She was a skilled martial artist, loved fighting the boys. I know, she'd walk out and she's this beautiful girl and the boys would be really intimidated and she'd just, boom, take them out. It was awesome.
Hannah experienced multiple concussions, which triggered intense anxiety and depression.
She just couldn't function. She couldn't think properly. It was painful to watch. She couldn't remember things. She repeated herself quite often, and she was aware enough to know that she wasn't herself.
Laura provided Hannah with all the medical resources she could, but she didn't know the extent of her daughter's suffering.
I did the best I could with the knowledge I had. There's no way I would have let my daughter die.
In 2014, Hannah took her own life at the age of 16.
In her letter, she was very clear. She felt like everybody would be better off without her, that no one would miss her. Obviously, she was wrong.
Laura is now helping break the stigma around suicide and mental health. She started the nonprofit Live Hannah's Hope
With Hannah, I didn't have any resources. I didn't know where to go.
to provide help for others who may be or know someone who is struggling. They even offer a resilience award for Utah high school students who share their stories of overcoming challenges.
Kids don't want to hear from me. They don't want to hear from other adults. They listen to each other. It's called a Regen Pod.
And it doesn't end there. Laura opened the Wellness Center to help treat people who suffer from post-concussive syndrome like Hannah did. They offer red light therapy, which has been proven to boost mood and immune health.
This didn't even exist for Hannah. So I am not happy that my daughter is gone. But I feel like I have a heavenly angel, and we learn from it. I just can't do what ifs. But I can do because of. And that's what I do.
Because of Hannah.
This is all because of Hannah.
Emma Benson, KSL 5 News.